Hello everyone, before I can start this Legend Fes Breakdown video, there is an update on where you can get not just the two featured characters on the new Legend Fes Banner, but there's supposed to be an update where you can now collect any of the Atelier Fest characters, but also characters that were featured previously in an event 56 days after it was started. So from here, the most recent characters at the moment are Suelle and Lydie. Now, if you're thinking if you're going to get Izana and Razer's right-hand Ryzen regularly from any of the Legend Fes banners, you may wait or you can save up your Legend Fes battles for the next Black Rose themed Legend Fes banners for now. So, just a simple thought, Lydie is the best supporter, by the way. If you're planning to roll for either Valeria or Lydie, there is a chance you might get any of these two. Do note it's just the fraction of the it's just a fraction of the 4% rate out of these, the 3% characters for the rest of the characters, and then 1% for the featured characters. So do take a note if you're going to get any of the two, but also fast characters from the day started. Also, there's no Halloween Black Tub, by the way. So anyway, let's start the video and cue in the intro. The countdown to the half-year anniversary of this game begins, at least in the global version. This is the point time for another Legend Fes Breakdown, this time featuring 2 of the 6 Black Rose characters, all fighting against the final battle against the Weltex. Now, let's get into the info. Right, this could be considered the first character that actually has more than one skill slot and will actually occupy on her skills too, so in this case, Warrior of Rose Valeria is one of these characters first of its kind. Now, this is a bit complicated when I read Skill 2 and Skill 3, when I first read it in the Japanese version. You can check out my channel if you want to recall the olden days where I tried to, explain how it goes from Japanese to English. So, Skill 1, Twice Lag, is 63%, 5% stun with 100 ticks of weight. This is this will cleanse her debuffs and negative effects, actually. This allows her to boost her own speed by 5% for one turn, so it's a quick turn, a slight getaway by reducing it by 5 to 10 ticks of weight for the next turn. Seems normal. However, Caswans is going to be one of these two skills that you'll be able to grab. The Battle Maiden Bloom. In the Japanese version, it was referred as Senhime Kaika. Thanks, Ayubu's song Kaika Sengen! Now, this is a guaranteed critical attack, even with 267% damage with 28% break damage with 200 ticks of weight. This will stack This will stack once if it's not granted. Otherwise, if she grants Battle Maiden Bloom after using her burst or so, this will allow to increase her buff level by 1 with a maximum of level 10. Alright, going straight to Dawn Strife, since I will explain Blitzdorn at a later turn.
Ogi, ikeru wa. Ii wa ne. Kore de owaraseru. Fukitobe!
Dawn Strife is 450% damage with 81% stun with 200 ticks of weight. This, unlike Skill 1, this will grant Maiden Bloom by 3 stats. Even if you were to start off with this skill, this will allow her to stack up by 3%. Which I gotta be honest, both of Skill 2 and First Skill, it's all guaranteed critical rate, so you don't need to use Innocent Dreamer Resna if you're planning to use Valeria alone as a solo, as one hit attacker. So this being a very big deal, even if you're going for one particular boss fight, especially actually Weltex will be occupying for the first for 3 chapters for now. Now this is strike element with 450% with 81% break damage, so not much of a breaker since it's normal for attackers to do that. But also, I guess we'll have to check a little bit on Bloom Axle, because Bloom Axle is going to change the battlefield. if she were to defeat an enemy with any of her skill 1 to burst skill, she will grant 2 levels of Battle Maiden Blue, depending on how many times that she defeats an enemy. So in an enemy of 5, Valeria will be able to stack up to 8%. You still have to occupy skill 2 and this one, the burst skill. She'll be able to stack up to 100%. Now on top of that, this is stackable until the end of the battle. However, I haven't tested out in full context, but likely Valeria's Battle Maiden Bloom disappears unless we were to go for the next attack. Or was that only because she will use an extra turn called Blitzstorm? Yeah, we can talk about this one, but Bloom Axles is more or less the focus of her skill set, which if you were to stack up on how many times this effect stacks, like level 3, she'll be able to get burst skill damage by 50, 5% with skill damage of 50, and burst skill damage by 100%. This will allow her to, I think it's stackable, so her burst skill damage will be able to stack additionally up to 650% damage, if my calculation is right, if it's going to be stackable. And on top of that, for each Battle Maiden Bloom that she gets, each level will also increase her critical damage by 10% for each level. So it's one of the strongest single target attackers in this element. So I gotta say, it's quite OP. You might need her in strike towers, especially the global version. Just opened the trial challenge strike tower, so you can collect any of the strike characters now and from the past, so that you can utilize your challenge to get the promotional 5 tickets for the double SR gift Memoria. It's going to be in the in-game event details if you want to check it out. Now, back to the burst skill. Blitzdorn apparently is an extra skill. So it turns out this will occupy skill 2, and afterwards she'll be going back to normal using her normal stack. So if you notice on the trial battle video that I use, apparently Blitzdorn disappears and will go back to using the regular skill 2. So do take note that this is slightly stronger than the Katsusua's. Sorry if I have to mispronounce that. But Blitzdorn is slightly stronger by 280%. It's still guaranteed critical hit, so with a 28%, and this one is the same as well. So my guess is you can use Chapter 9 recipes, especially the EX ones, if you're lucky enough to clear certain dungeons and score battles. You will be able to boost Valeria's power alone, and it's just a little tip of the iceberg. Now, is she powerful than Izana? Comparable, considering both Valeria and Izana are in a different league, since Izana focuses on magical elements, while this variant Valeria focuses on physical attacks. So much as the 6 members that I'll be showing you later in this down the line, she is also one of the 6 characters. The Black Rose characters will be getting the final battle gear, Swartz Rose, which is in case she is immune to all stats effects. Throw it in! Stun, paralysis, burn, frozen, or brittle, it doesn't matter. Valeria cannot be stopped. But she's not alone in this battle. Well, let's talk about that Lydie. But first I'll go to the Japanese version. Now she has a Japanese version leader skill, which apparently it is not available until next month, which is July. So for those who are in Lantarna, Valeria's Warrior Throws will be able to advance forward and will get critical damage boost by 50%. For those who want to know what her tags are, she is a member of Lantarna. That's a lot of characters at this point by the time I screenshot it. Family and Friendship, Subura, Actually, there's already a list of leader names or tag names if you want to check it out in the in-game notice. And also, last but not least, my base. So if you're in to get the strongest physical attacker ever, at least so far in this anniversary limited gacha, I think Warrior of Rose as well as the other Black Rose characters will be available at a later time in the global version. In the Japanese version, it now got added as of the Chapter 12 Legend Fes Banner, or the Bantar's Foundation Cup Legend Fes Banner. You can get the Black Rose characters later in case if you want to beat Weltex and the team with your strike team. Valeria is more or less the strongest attacker that you can get for a physical element. So yeah, now that it's done, it's very long to explain since I needed the almost 10 minutes of recording, so time to move over to Lydie. My favorite twin of the Malin twins. So Lydie, Witch of Rose, this is her second variant as she is participating in the final battle arc, aka foiled by Tarda, alongside her sister Suelle. So Witch of Rose Lydie is Strike Defender. Now, I will go over to most of the stats, most of her skill set, except this passive, which is obviously immune to all status effects. Do check out on Valeria's part. Now, Lydie's skill 1, Amethyst Rain, I did use her since I got her in the Japanese version. Single target, 56% damage, 6% stun with 100 ticks of weight. This allows her to restore item gauge by 10% and restore her own HP by 15%. So, in case if you can't use her in autoplay teams, good luck with that, because this allows her to boost items. You can hasten your method on when to use your items. Just use it strategically if you're going to use your skill 1. Stained Glass Shield. This is actually a beautiful effect, especially her animation. So this allows her to reduce the target ally's damage received by 38% for 2 attacks. This is useful for if you want to protect your supporter, breaker, or attacker from incoming single target enemies, especially those enemies that have direct shots or aim shots. So if the enemy will disregard the defender's taunts, then you can let Lydie use this skill too. Useful if you want to keep your character's HPs really high up, if their skill depends on how high their HP will need. This also allows to boost all ally skill damage by 50% for 1 turn. So you're not benefiting just one character, you're benefiting everyone else even if that selected character will be the one having the damage received debuff. Good thing the enemies won't notice that coming. Of course, that is only for 2 attacks, so it's not a turn. So be careful if that same character will get hit more than 2 times before the attacker will be able to proceed forward. Especially there will be enemies that will attack all targets. So yeah, keep an eye out on that. And now the Kaleido Fabula.
とっておきの力お見せします。私の思いを形に。みんなを守るためなら私だって。どうか奇跡をお願い。
Gosh, that's an interesting iconography for the Kaleido Fabula. This is 500% damage, 93% stun with 200 ticks of weight. Of course, you need her 5-star to get this maxed out. This is only for single target, which after attacking, this will give all allies. This will give at least all allies, including herself, reduce her own damage received by 100%. That is if enemies will attack her directly. But do take note of this one. All allies damage received from attacks that target all enemies. That is multi-target. This will only give them 0 damage. So even if you have if you have a character, if you have an enemy that will try to attack everyone, no can do. Not this variant at least. You can utilize this in score battles that will try to attack all targets. So I guess the upcoming chapter 9 boss and 11 boss, you'll need this if you'll need an easy time trying to maintain your characters while the boss Pixiv here will try to gain critical hit and click purge. I guess you can check out the end of the battle if you want to check the full skill set. I'm just gonna give you the parts of what to expect for the upcoming boss. Now, as usual for defenders, targeted by enemies more easily, but if you were to use an item, this allows her to grant this will allow her to grant guaranteed evasion for one attack, although she will only get it 3 times per battle. So once you used up all of your items, whether it be 1 to 3 stacks of items, Lydie will no longer dodge after the 4th turn. So be careful if you're going to use 1 to 3 items at once, and this works regardless of how many items you'll throw, either on your allies or enemies. So if you need someone that will be able to dodge against enemies, even if enemies will not take a chance, I'd say you can use this on top of using a reverse attack and using an item. Weltex or any of the bosses or enemies that will target all characters, Lydie will try to dodge 2 attacks by 0 damage and evasion. So if you need a defender that will try to immunize, or immune your team from multi-target attacks, try like zero or critical paddle or burst paddle, you'll need this Lydie if you want to survive a little more battle. So her leader skill in the Japanese version, she has a leader skill that allows her, those on my pace will get skill damage up and break damage up by 50%. She is part of the one who can listen to the voices of the plants, I guess. Family and friends and my base. So yeah, these are the characters that you can get so far in the part 1 of 3 parts of the Black Rose themed Legend Fes Banner. Right, let's go to the featured Memoria. So anyway, stand against the Pixiv! This featured Memoria is so cool, and it's even sicker with this illustration. Valeria and the Malin twins, all about ready to fight off the Weltex. And by the way, it's actually Kura province? I thought in the Japanese version I said Kua province. So anyway, strike affinity, critical damage of 3 if you have this at rank 5. If you equip this to a strike character, let's say if you have, you can have a sample strike character like Tao. Or any of the characters that have strike characters equipped with this Memoria will get critical damage up by 85%. This is useful for strike attackers. If you have a support character that does boost crit rate, even Resna, you can utilize this one to allow the card to play the equipped character in its favor. So 31%, 125, that's for physical attack, that is nice. And 4.25 speed, which is, it's fine. I mean, this is more or less physical attack favorable. Now, I will say, this is just part 1 and part 3 of part 1 of 3 parts of the Black Rose themed Legend Fes Banner, and I gotta say, because this is an important banner to get, especially if you're gonna use your gems like these. Do note you'll have at least 37 days if you log in every day until July 18. That is 10:59 Philippine Standard Time. So if you're not planning to roll on any of the Legend Fes banners, or you want to redeem your daily wishes, you can try it for 37 days, and at least it's a very good deal of a banner. Now, if you run out of lodestar gems, don't worry about it. There will be 4 other Black Rose characters that you can get in Legend Fes Banner. In the chapter 9 to 11 Legend Fes Banners. So yeah, I am saving my free lodestar gems, but I could use it on my spare time. Maybe I'll do this in my next stream, which will be on June 12th. So anyway, verdict on this one: Valeria, strong solo attacker. Very OP, especially she has skill 2 and burst skill at critical rate guaranteed. Lydie, very good defender, especially you might need her in chapter 9 and 11 score battles ends, and the key to, I guess, sustain or maintain your characters against the damages of bosses and enemies that target all enemies. So if you need any of those two, good luck getting them. And whether it be daily wishes or using lodestar gems that wishes. Because, yep, I think I have enough Legend Fes battles to guarantee an exchange on any of the Black Rose characters. But I'm actually waiting for someone who will appear later in this arc of the half anniversary final battle Legend Fes arc. So anyway, I do have a little bit of surprise before I finish this Legend Fes Breakdown video though. I did use my paid load star gems, and I was able to get Izana, so yep, you can check out the last few minutes, and I'll see you guys in the next Legend Fes Breakdown banner. You can tell who's going to be joining up next. Okay, it's time to redeem the 72-hour limited 3-star character selection gacha. And if you have actually bought a few of these lodestar gem packs, even at least the lower budget ones at least twice, you can probably pay 3,000 lodestar gems. I didn't bother using it on other cases except this one. But anyway, this is the bonus part. Here you go. Just paid my lodestar gems. Let's see if I can get any of the bonus characters within the updated Atelier Fes lineup. Never mind. Violet! I guess Violet is the 2-star that either Resna or Valeria was thinking about. I don't want to use this music to select the character. Instead, I'm just gonna bring in Izana over here though. Alright! Let's go! Return of the Night! Izana, let's summon her anyway. Well, you still go directly to the gacha screen anyway. Alright, let's summon her now. Alright, see you guys in the next Legend Fes Banner, by the way.